All right, today we're with Bob Parlee of Parlee Bicycles, and we've talked before, and I've learned about his amazing background with carbon fiber. But what's really interesting to me is he was one of the pioneers of custom carbon fiber, and now we're going to see a lot of them today and in the coming years, I believe. But following in his footsteps. But Bob, tell us about yourself and your company again.
Well, I still consider us a small frame builder. We started off as solely a custom carbon fiber builder. Now we also have our production line of bikes as well as our custom bikes. But what we have here at the show this weekend is just our custom bikes that we build in Massachusetts. And we're, it's a bike industry. It's passionate industry. People are incredibly passionate about their bikes, and we at Parlee are very passionate about building bikes that perform exceptionally well.
Right.
All of our money goes back into the bike. We don't advertise a lot. We work very hard at keeping our bike at a level above what anybody else does.
Right, and that actually alludes to my next question: is what makes your brand so special? Because it's so highly revered. Even as you're a little bigger volume than the rest of these guys, it seems like you're still attracting the attention and the dollars of that ideal customer of yours.
Yeah. Well, boy, I think. I guess really the only way I can say it is that throughout I've worked in the high-end boat building, building Olympic class racing sailboats, and in that it was all about performance and building exceptionally high race boats that performed exceptionally well. And then I built traditional wooden sailboats for 16 years, where it was less about the performance and more about the details. So I sort of have grown up in both worlds, looking at detail but also performance, and to me, my love is building things and making sure it stays to that level. I don't take shortcuts. I really work hard at keeping the performance and the quality up.
Right.
I still to this day I don't build the bikes on the floor, but I do all the development work and all the prototype work, and I'm on the floor, and quite often I'm there 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm the only one in the shop. And it's really quiet, and I get to do what I want to do, which is I feel pretty lucky to be able to do. But I get into I have so much fun doing it. It's like I almost start dancing with my bikes. It's just a love of building things and building it right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the answer right there.
Yeah.
Is you're the soul of the company, and
Yeah.
you've continued your drive
Yeah.
and your involvement with not only the detail but the development,
keeping up and always looking to what's new and staying away from gimmicks. Yeah.
Right. So speaking of keeping up, what do we have here?
This is a cross frame, a candy paint job, cross configuration. As you can see, everything right down to like cable stops, all the cable stops, everything. We either build ourselves or have built for us. Like the tubing is built for us, but it's built to our specs. So we have a great variety of tubing that we can draw from. We can do custom configuration, custom geometry. We can change the stiffness of the bike. We can make it more compliant. We can make it stiffer. We can make it lighter. This is a cross frame. The way you see it here, as I remember, it's about a 15.5-pound frame, and and an exceptional bike.
Wow. And how does it differentiate itself from other cross bikes? Aside from just probably the best looking cross bike I've seen.
Well, attention to detail, I think. The thing that's tough about building cross bikes is most people that are racing cross seriously are going to own 2 bikes. So they're not looking to spend the kind of money it costs for a custom carbon fiber bike. So it kind of throws us, you know, you're not your average rider is going to ride a bike like this. It's going to be somebody that's really passionate, and so they're coming from the same mindset that we're coming from in building the bike. So I think that's really the big difference in the bikes. So,
okay, let's move on to the second bike.
Yeah.
Okay, we have our second bike here.
Yep.
Bob, why don't you tell us about it?
So this again is a Z1. It's basically from the same configuration as our cyclocross frame was made. The difference between, you know, it starts out as a Z1, the difference with the cyclocross frame, geometry, and the rear end. So the rear end for larger tires and all. So this is more of a road frame. Well, this is a road frame. Set up with Di2, and it's what we call our nude finish or wax finish. And I don't know if you can see the details, it's very subtle. You know, Parlee is etched in the seat tube here, down tube and fork. You know, very understated bike. It's you know, like when I first started the business, it was never about the paint job. It was about the bike, and we continue to do that. But now we have a state-of-the-art painting facility in our new building. So we're pushing paint jobs more. So we do some pretty, you know, very interesting paint jobs. You know, at Mellow Johnny's they have a bike that was painted for us. That very unique paint job on it, and then in-house we can do some, you know, very intricate work.
You could do the paint too.
Yeah, yeah. So you go from this very basic, very subtle, very, you know, very, you know, just a black bike.
Right.
But I think very, you know, an exquisite frame.
And a basic bike like this, everything's visible.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not hiding. Well, that's the other thing too. Like there is nothing. We're not hiding anything on this bike. You have a raw frame. There's no paint on it. You know, most companies that build carbon frames, they have to fix blemishes or anything. You don't see any blemishes in this bike. We leave it all hanging out there for the customer or the world to see. It's you know, there's nothing to hide on it. It's just you got your.
It seems to be
your
a
bike.
challenge in carbon.
Yeah.
To build a cosmetically beautiful or perfect bike.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task.
Yeah, and that's, you know, we've really focused, you know, attention to detail and that cleanliness of the bike itself.
Is it lighter without the paint?
Yeah, paint, as I remember, well, depending on what type of paint. If it's a solid paint, it could be like around 60 grams or so. Clear coat's 30 or 40 grams. Okay. You know, so it can vary quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, subtle.
I mean, like those aren't huge numbers, but you know, people worry about grams here and there. So
for this market, and as a percentage of how much they weigh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's subtle in looks, but performance.
It's all there. Yeah.
It's all there. Okay, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to you.